Okay, here we are, back continuing the live build of the Prusa MK4S. I haven't really touched anything on the desk since quit stream last night. Gonna do this for another, hour or two tonight, probably about 2 hours. We'll see how far things go. But we're just gonna jump right back into it. So left off step 23. So step 24 is gonna be our next step. So let me get the frame out of the way real quick because this is a delicate part. And we want to get the thermal pads on our X-Buddy board. So step 24, our instructions are peel off the white protective layer from all thermal pads. Always touch the sides of the electronics board while manipulating it. Avoid touching chips, capacitors, and electronics. Attach the pads onto the back of the X-Buddy board. There are markings that indicate the correct size and position. The surface to which the pads are stick must be cleared of grease. This will better ensure adhesion for protection of the board. Electronic modes. I recommend placing the X-Buddy board on the soft pad. Use the original ball wrap, which I will be doing. Peel off the blue protective layer from all thermal pads. So we're going to be doing both in the same step. Okay. So let's see if we can get this out of here. And since we're doing it on the back side, and let's go ahead and put it in the orientation that it is in the picture. And let's get our thermal pads out. Off to the side. So 3 different sizes, pretty simple, pretty easy. Okay. Now this one is big and this one is small, and it shows 2 small ones. So that's interesting. I'm guessing the big one goes there. The small one goes here because I can't fit this one down here. Yeah, so that one's got to go there. What is that? Don't know what that's cooling. Top one's cooling the motor controllers. It's probably cooling that. Nope. Oh, there's another motor controller there. And what's that bottom one controlling? Is that another motor controller? Can't tell. Anyway, so guessing the big pad goes right here and the small pad goes down there. Just want to double check. Can I fit that there? Right, I could, but let me see if there's anything about this in the comments. 4 comments. It's really easy to think that you're removing the white layer and only the white layer, leaving the gray underneath. However, the white layer is even thinner than you expect. Pull slowly and look at the underside of the white layer you're removing. You see any gray, and no gray on there. Well, this is double-sided tape. Exact same issue of peeling with tape. Cautious when peeling protective from throw pads, as not to remove both sides of adhesive from the pad. Okay. So no one else has had that problem where I'm getting a bigger one and a smaller one. Let's see, does that fit in that square? That does. Does this fit in that square? It does. So I'm just going to put the big one right over here and peel the white off very carefully. No gray left over. Center that right on there as best I can. And small one. Get that on there as best as possible. Okay. Trash, trash, trash. Oh, where'd the other one go? There it is. All right, it says peel off blue protective layer from all thermal pads. So let's go ahead and do that too. go. Oh, one more. There we go. All right. Now on to step 25. We're gonna slide this out of the way, make sure not to get anywhere. Move our frame back. Easy peasy. And it says for better access to the X-Body box, carefully place the frame on its side with the PSU. Is it okay? So it wants us to do it this way. Carefully there. Right there. Pretty sure this is where the leftover screws from yesterday are going to come from. Insert the body board into the X-body box before fully attaching it completely. Center the holes in the board with the holes columns in the X-body box. Make sure the Ethernet connector is properly inserted into the hole in the X-body box. So let's go ahead and grab our X-body board and let's take a look at this. Bring it up to full size. Yeah, that's how it goes in. So want to snake it in there. Ethernet's nice and lined up. Make sure our holes are nice and lined up. And we want to do those 4 holes, it says. Oh, wait. The yellow is insert the X-body board and then for fully attaching, center the holes in the board with the holes, columns, and X-body box. So those are where the columns go. So can't really see down there, but I think I got it. For a sec. It's those right there. That one, that one, that one, and that one. Yeah. Right. And then make sure the Ethernet connector is properly inserted into the hole. Let's see what that looks like. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. And the next high-res picture shows where we should put the screws. I feel like I have to hold that in there. The Ethernet port doesn't want to stay pushed in all the way. That's not good. Come on. I haven't taken the safety off that yet. There we go. There we go. Get that dropped in there. That'll help get it centered a little. All right. One. Go up here. Kind of doing that diagonal thing just like we did yesterday. Bottom left, top right for this one. This makes it so make sure that all of it's lined up. Get this one in here without dropping it. Yep, good. And obviously with this being an electronics board, we don't need to tighten these down too tight, just enough to hold the board. in place. Looks like this is also grounding. At least for this one it is. But I can't tell. Oh, actually, that one doesn't go in. So no, I was wrong. Not grounding. See, gotta pay attention. It's the side one right here. There we go. All right, and then we'll do the other side. Yep, that's where we want it to be. Right in there. Make sure none of these loosened up. That did a little bit. That one didn't. That one did. Nope. That was not all the way down yet. That went all the way down and touched the board. There we go. Perfect. Yep, those are just slightly snug. Don't want it too tight. Put aside your instinct and leave the hole on the bottom right empty. Fully tighten all 5 screws very carefully, otherwise you can damage electronics board. Yeah, just very, very, very careful. Don't want to over tighten those screws. Definitely gonna hurt the board if you do. Okay. Take a closer look at the X-Buddy box. There are 4 perforations in the metal case. So let's take a look. Oh, yep, I see them right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. You place the frame on the PSU side for better access to the X-Buddy box. Proceed very carefully. Be careful not to damage the connectors or capacitors on the X-Buddy board. Use the X holder as a zip tie guidance. Place the X holder behind the lowest perforation, like in the picture. Push the zip tie through the protrusion to the X holder. Keep protruding 3 to 5 centimeters of the zip tie from the original. Note correct orientation of the zip tie. I think the zip tie must be on the visible side. Use this procedure for all 4 protrusions. Do not discard the X holder. You'll need it again later. Place the printer back on its feet. So let's take a look at these pictures here. So those are the correct 4. We know we've got those. And okay, I see what they're having us do. They're having us use this as a guide to guide the zip ties through. So let's pull out 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, and one more. Number 4. And then what we do is we put this behind, do the top one first here. Put this behind there. The teeth need to face us, so away from the box. We push that through and then use the guide here to help us hook it and guide it through. Come on. Push through. And you're going underneath the buddy board. Still not that easy, even with the guide. Just got to keep pushing and making sure it doesn't slide off the guide. There we go. There. That's enough, I think. I want to make sure we're not going to attack the buddy board. And what should it look like at the end? Should look like that, okay? So, more. Yeah, right about there? Yeah? Okay. And then, exactly, so the nibby part should be facing the front of the printer. So, if I can get this turned so you can see. and it's hard to see against the black frame, but the nibby part of the, so like this, yeah, the nibby part needs to fit the front or go towards the front. There we go, just like that. And the T side right here should be facing towards the back, towards the board. Put that down. And if you just leave it down there and push, just make sure it stays straight. It'll keep fading. And then once you get that in your fingers, you move that out of the way and then just, there we go. Not too bad, not too shabby. So it might be a little harder because there's a screw in the way. I'm trying to keep anything off of the board, of course. Come on. Let's see if I can get it down there. Go. Push. Come on. Come out of there. There we go. Get off there. There we go. Just push some more in through there. Very nice. And last one. Teeth facing the right way. There we go. Just push it through, push it through. Too much. A little too much. Not too bad. All right. So I think that looks pretty darn close to what the picture looks like there. So now we can get out of this high resolution. Don't want to discard this. We're going to use it later. So let's put it over here with the parts out of the way. Go ahead and flip this back on its feet like it says in the last part of that step. Now, number 27, we need the Y belt idler parts preparation. So let's get this box back out. So Y belt idler, so Y carriage, heat bed, extruder, XLCD, Z-axis. I'm going to put the spool holder way out of the way because I'm not going to do that for a very long time. Z-axis, axis, Y carriage, and heat bed, one of two. So we need the Y belt idler. So it's the Y belt idler here. Y belt idler, Y belt tensioner, Y belt holder. Nope. Frame, Y belt idler. There we go. And let's open this up. Get the Y belt idler. Yep, that's it right there. So Y belt idler. I just put this off to the side, and we need two M3 times 10 screws and two M3 NS nuts. So M3 times 10 screws. I think we already have some of those out. Yep, right here. So we need two of those. One. Two. And we need M3 NS nuts. So M3 NS nuts are in here. They go to the ones right here. for the square M3 nuts. M3NS, 44 pieces. We only need 2. 1, 2. Beautiful. All right. Now we go into our next step, 27, 28. Assemble the Y-belt idler. Go ahead and do this here. Get our M 2.5 millimeter. And there's a spot right here for one of these square nuts to go right in. See, it goes in right there. It is a really tight fit. Come on. Yeah, that's super tight fit. Use these needle nose to get started. There we go. Okay, get it in there super straight. There it is. And then you can use this to push it the rest of the way in. And then stick it into the hole and kind of lever it down in there. Just be careful, obviously. You don't want to mess up the threads. All right, so there's that picture. And then there's one on the other side as well. I'm just going to use my needle nose pliers again because that was easier. Let's get it right in the center. Get it right in the center. There we go. Get that pushed in and leverage down. Beautiful. All right, so we got that prepared. Now mounting, we arrange the frame so that so the long extrusions are facing you. And attach the Y-belt idler from the inside to the front plate. Note the correct orientation of the part. Secure the Y-belt idler with 2 M3 times 10 screws. So we need the frame facing us. You know what? Let me get this out of the way. This out of the way. Okay, so that's facing us, and we can also see the clips holders. The wire clip holders are on the left side, just like they are on there. And the correct orientation is with the smooth side up. So there's this groove side, and then there's the smooth side. And according to the picture, it is the smooth side up. And just in case you need to know, there's the part versioning printed in. It says F1. It will be installed upside down. So the F1 is upside down if you were to like look at it this way. And then we need one of our M3 times 10 screws. Slide that through the hole. Get it lined up with the hole in the part. Get that started. And push through the part until it grabs that nut. Yep. And we can get the bottom one in. Pretty easy. Go. Go. Takes a bit of pushing to get it through the printed part before it grabs onto that nut. All right, now that we got those mostly in, let's see if there's anything it says about tightening or anything. It doesn't, so I'm assuming we're going to need to tighten them. There's no need to loosen them, keep them loose. So I'm going to use my 2.5 millimeter Allen key here. Give myself some extra leverage to make sure these are nice and tight. Don't overly tight because we're working on PETG printed parts, I believe. Are they PETG? I believe they are. I think they went to ASA or anything. Still, the printer parts, they're not going to be as robust as metal parts, obviously. So I'm just getting them until they feel densely tight. Obviously, the piece shouldn't move at all. And we got that part in there. So now we need some of the Y motor parts preparation. So we're going to need the Y motor holder. So let me get that right there. I dig through this box again. Good thing about this process is as we keep going, each piece. Oh, wait, you know what? I think it was in this. It was the other one in here, right? Y motor holder. Y motor holder. Yep. That is it right there. Out of the way. Drink water. And then we need, okay, that's not cool. That big thermal pad was supposed to go on this. There was not 5 thermal pads, was there? There was. Oh, I am such an idiot. Ah, man, oh man, oh man. All right. Time to see if I can correct this situation. That's something I should put in the instructions. Need. Boy. If I can do this without taking the zip ties out. You know what? I'm not going to risk it. Oh, you know, these zip ties are not going to be fun to get out either. You know what? I got to get these zip ties out. Why? Why didn't anybody tell me I was making a mistake? You know why? Because nobody's watching. That's okay, though. You are watching now in the future sometime, maybe. So here's hoping that I can get that off of there. Not going to be easy. Just using the needle nose pliers here just to make sure I don't drop the screw on the board, hopefully. There we go. 2 more. Stand up for this. Use my finger for this one. All right, so let's see if I can get this to come up. Go. Be careful there. All right. And what I grabbed to help me out here, well, first of all, I grabbed the blue part so I can hopefully put it on there. I grabbed these little tweezers. Oh, you guys can't see what I'm doing here. So I got my little tweezers here. And I'm hoping I can just, it's not coming off good. Probably not going to work. It's too clay-like. Did they give us any extra thermal pads in the spare bag? Where is my spare bag? Over here somewhere. Yes, they did. Woohoo. All right, so that's good. Didn't have to take all that apart. So I can take out this thermal pad. So this just came out of the spares bag. So to give you one extra of each of the thermal pads. So good stuff. Good job, Prusa. You knew the people were going to be stupid, like me, make dumb mistakes, because humans are pretty stupid by nature, I guess. At least I am. Nobody else probably is, just me. But that means I got to go back through all these steps again because I did all that. Whatever. Still drop. Damn. Why can't I get you to work? Why can't I get you started now? There we go. Yeah, there we go. Sure, I remember where all these go. Basically everywhere but the bottom right. Yeah, that's the way it was. Just like this. Now I tighten these all down. Go bottom left first. Make sure that's nice and tight. Top right. Tight. Top left. Tight. And middle right. Middle left. Perfect. Okay. Now I got to get these zip ties back in with this little tool here. That was fun. I should check the spare parts bag first. It is what it is. You know, like they say, Hakuna Matata, right? There we go. Get out of there. There we go. There we go. And one more. Go. Push two. There we go. Okay. Back to where we were. All right. So now we've got our wide molar holder. We have our 25 by 25 thermal pad. M3 times 18 screw. So we need M3 times 10 screw as well. So I'm going to grab those since I already have those out. Here, 3 times 10. I need 2 of those. Put those over here for right. Oh, come on, get out from right there. There we go. Put those over here for right now. Oh, you know what? I don't need bubble wrap for the buddy board. We need 2 of the nuts as well. So I'm going to go ahead and grab those. I don't have to worry about that one. Two of those, right? Yeah, 2 of those. Make sure I get those out of the way. There it is. Those out of the way. And then now I need M318. M3 times 18. So those in here. M3 times 18. Yep. I need 3 of them. So M3, 14, 12, 8, 12, 18. Yep, that's what I need right there. I'm gonna get a lot of open bags of screws here. All right. At M3. Oh, I need 3 of them. I grabbed 1. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Got it. All right, let's continue to the next step. Oh, let me get this out of the way now. Now we need the Y motor and the Y motor pulley. So I'm pretty sure the Y motor pulley is in this bag. Yep. Along with that extra clip from the frame so we can get it out of the way. And now we need to open up the motor box and get the Y motor out. So here's our Prusa Research motor kit. And first time I'm opening the box, let's go ahead and open this up. Very nice. A little pancake stepper motor. Let's see which one's which. If I was Prusa, I would make this one the Y motor. Nope, that's the X. There's the Y. So it says it right there, just like it shows in the picture. Y axis, even though it has it highlighted in the picture. And then of course you got your X axis, your extruder, and your Z axis with the threaded rods. So I'm just gonna get this up and out of the way. All right. So, and we need a G216 pulley, which is what that is right there. Yep. Assemble the Y motor holder. So we got a Y motor holder right here. Insert the M3 nuts into the corresponding openings on the top and side. So if I've got this in the right orientation, which is this way. Yep, so we got here and here. So I'm gonna just go ahead and put this on my nose pliers. Go and get the other one in as well. That way I can just go ahead and get them pushed in all at the same time. So this one's got to go a lot deeper, maybe? Yeah, because it looks like the hole's way down there. All the way. Insert the M3NS nut all the way into the part from the side. Place the Y motor. Hold on, let's see what the pictures look like. So we need that, and then, okay, yeah, it's showing it's got to push all the way in. doesn't look like it's all the way in on that picture, because that hole is very deep from that, and it's pretty far in there. There's no hole anywhere else. So we'll see how far I can push it in. Yeah, it's got to push all the way down in there. And so does this one. There we go. All right, and now we need to get make sure we are reading the instructions correctly. Place the Y motor, like in the picture, use the motor cable as a guide, attach the Y motor holder into the Y motor and join both parts together with 3M 3 times 18 screws. So according to the picture, going to go high resolution again, we need it to be the cable going down this way, and then the long part of the holder going this way with the printed part, the non-bed part. So where you inserted the nut needs to be exposed. And that goes right on there. And that fits really tight. And we put our M3 times 18 screws all the way through there. I'm just going to try to get it started to thread. Yeah, that threaded easily. I'll get this one put in there as well. And one last one. For tightening those down at all. See if they say anything, or to see anything. Side face in the second picture because I already pushed it in deeply. Yeah, that was strange. So I'm going to put that in the deep hole. I ended up using the short sides very gently. Okay. All right, it doesn't say anything about leaving them loose or anything, so I'm not gonna get the other the Allen key or the hex key. Just gonna get it tightened by hand with the driver there and set this down out of the way for a minute. Was this coming up? All right, there are flat part of the motor shaft. Rotate the shaft so that the flat part is facing through the opening. So pretty much already there. Got it. Facing through the opening, just like in the picture. And then we want to put note the correct orientation of the pulley. Do not tighten the grub screw. So we need the M1.5, I believe. Or is it M2? Say? Doesn't say. It is the M2. Make sure those grub screws are pulled out. And the pulley goes on the reverse of what you think it would. Of course, in the picture it shows that the grub screws go further away from the motor. So that means that the teeth will go closer to the motor. And you want one of the grub screws to be at least on the flat point, and it should be level with the rest of the part. So just like it shows in the picture, just taking an Allen key, Allen wrench here, putting it flat up against there, kind of getting it to hold in place with my finger. Hopefully it doesn't move a whole lot. You know what, let me put my finger down here instead. That'll be a lot easier. There we go. Push that down into place. And then see if we get this grub screw. Oh, wrong grub screw. Or wrong Allen wrench. So I feel that bite a little bit. I'll just make sure it's nice and level there. Yep, it's good. And it will get that grub screw nice and tightened down. All right. Yeah, we already did all that. We already did all that. And then we'll just rotate it and tighten the second grip screw. And we'll just double check, make sure that's nice and level there. Feel like that is good. I'm just gonna put that back over there. It's over here though. That one looks like it's gonna be useful in a minute. Attach the Y motor holder. So peel off the white protective film from the thermal pad. Decide what the white film is more adhesive. If you have thermal pad with blue protective film on both sides, the side doesn't matter. And, okay. Stick the thermal pad on the Y motor and peel off the second protective layer from it. The surface to which the pad is stuck must be cleaned of grease. This will better ensure adhesion. So where do we put it? Place the Y motor holder onto the inner side of the rear plate of the frame. Ensure the correct orientation. The pulley must be facing towards the power supply unit. So let's get this oriented towards me to make it easier for me. So it looks like it's going to be placed just like this. Yep. So the long part is our bottom, and then the wire should be on the bottom facing towards the buddy board, and the open end of this with the shaft should be facing towards the power supply unit, and that goes right there. So that means that uh, our this thing. Why am I completely blanking on it right now? I'm just going to take a little bit of paper towel here. Not using anything, just use a dry paper towel just to kind of get any extra grease off of there. And then said to put the white side on there, correct? Peel off the white protective. Make sure there's no gray left on there. Perfect. And we'll get this placed right on the side of the motor. So what that's doing is it's just transferring the heat from the motor to the frame. Frame's acting as a heat sink. That also means we need to be careful. Place the wire holder on the inside. Ensure the correct orientation. The pulley was facing towards the power supply unit. Touch the wire holder with the M3x10 screws. Keep it working safe during assembly. Temporarily hide it in the extrusion on the X-body box side. Okay. Let's go ahead and get one of those in there and get this ready. Just make sure that's the right size. Yep. Peel off this blue protective film. Go. Go ahead and get this all lined. Barely. Just make sure there's a start threaded so I don't get the thermal pad. That's what it is. That's what I couldn't say earlier. The thermal pad doesn't stick to the frame too early. There we go. Now that we got those two screws in, now we can get them nice and tightened up. And I do want this to be pretty tight. Can't be too tight because obviously, again, we're working with printed parts here. But I want it to be just I mean, you feel it. It's just, it feels snug. I mean, you should feel like you could tighten it more if you wanted to, but you obviously have to kind of feel it out there. And ensure the correct orientation. The pulley must be facing so everything looks right according to this picture here on mine. See if I get the upper camera to see. Yep, everything looks right. And we just need to take this wire, stuff it into the frame right here, just to keep it from getting in the way while we continue to install other things. Trying to get the stick down in there. There we go. All right. So that's the Y motor holder installed. Carefully and quietly open the bag. Darba's reads high level noise might attract nearby predators. I'm not going to put them on a plate like that. And I have some of these though. And instead of spilling them everywhere like I do with bags like this, gonna use my scissors, just snip it open a little bit. It's saying we can eat 5. I don't know how I feel about that, being told how many gummy bears I can eat. They are yummy though. Yummy, yummy. I feel like the noise reduction I have on OBS is a little much. Let me see. Noise suppression. Let me get rid of it for a second and see how it is. All right, so that's not too bad, right? A little bit louder. Pull that down just a little bit. All right, there we go. And maybe you guys can hear some of the stuff I'm doing outside of me talking. There's actually lots of noise going on around me right now. That's why I use the noise suppression plug-in, so that it wasn't annoying you guys too much, but I feel like it's also missing out on the clicks and clacks and crunches of me putting the frame together. All right, back over to our instructions here. Compare the final look assembly with the pictures. So that was an easy start, wasn't it? Good job anyway. Yeah, just the dumb mistakes that I made. But I think everything looks right? Yeah, we got the power supply, we got the Y motor, got our X buddy box, got the 4 zip ties all facing the correct way, got the XY, or the Y tensioner up here, blah, 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 blah. What's the next picture in the back? So yeah, everything looks right here. It's facing the right way. That's facing the right way. Buddy board's in the right orientation. What's the last picture? Very back. And everything looks correct to me. All right, so let's move on to our next major chapter. So the X-axis and X-carriage assembly. So we're not going to need the frame for a bit, so let's just lift it up and out of the way for a minute. So we're going to need the M2 and the M2.5, which I already have over here. Got the M2 over here. Permanent marker not included, but I got it up right up here. So X-axis assembly parts preparation. So we need some of the orange parts, which are super easy to find in this box full of black parts. So X end idler 1, and X end motor. X end motor, and X in end idler. Don't need these right now. These are the end clips. All right, yeah, we don't need end clips. Nope. Get those nice and out of the way for a minute. Let's see, anything I have out already? Yeah, three M3 and S nuts. So I need how many of those? 7. This bag is not surviving and going in and out of it so many times. Too many. Way more than 7. 2, 4, 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay. Any other size screw? M3 times 16. I don't think I have that out yet. That's the 18. That's the 10. And that's the M3 times 6. Nope. So I need 16, 25, and M3 nuts. So, if I'm not mistaken, this has got all the M3 stuff in it. So M3 and nuts times 6. That's going to be this bag, I believe. M3 and nuts. There's 14 in here, and we need 6 of those. So let's go ahead and slide those out of the way for a sec. Let's go slide that all the way open. And we need how many? And 3 and 6. So 2, 4, 6. And pour out 1 extra. Okay, and now we need the M3 times 25 and M3 times 16 screws. So M3, 25 and 16. 8, M3 12. And nuts, right? Yeah. 6 and 3, 5. Are they in here? M3 16. M3 16s are in here. 12. M3 8. 12. And then M3 6 or 16. Or just 6. M3 5. M3, wait, where's my M3 16s? Do I already have those out? M3 14. M3 18. M3 10. Am I reading that wrong? No, M3 16. Are they in this bag? M3. Yep, they are in this bag. I thought they said they were in this bag too. Oh, there's the 16Rs. Okay. Glad they put those in different bags. I probably would have messed that up. So M3 16 says we need 4. There are 5 in this bag. That's beautiful. M3 times 25 says we need 1. And there are 2 in this bag. So let me just get... Oh wait, this is a socket screw. Yeah, we don't need that. We just need the M3 times 25 screw. And is that in here? M3 25. Let's go to the picture. M3 times 25, not in there. M3, where's my M3 times 25? M3N, M3N, M3 times 5, M3 times 6, M3 times 6R, M3 times 8, M3 times 10, M3 times 12, M3 times 18, M3 times 16R, 3 times 8, 3 times 12. These are T black screws, so that's not what those are. That's not what I need. M3 washer, M3 E nuts, power terminal screws, M3 times 4, M3 times 4, and 14 times 16, M3 times 20, M3 times 20R, M3 times 25 socket screw, M3. Okay, so it's not in this bag either. So maybe it's one of these other bags. Let's go ahead and get this stuff out of the way. These are spares. Not gonna worry about that. XLCD stuff. Z-axis. We're looking for M3 times 25 screw 1. Nope. 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 It's down here. Filament guide fasteners. Not it. Cleaning accessories. Not it. Not in that box. Not in that box. Slide it over here somehow. And 5 times 16R. And 5 times 16R. And 4 by 10R. You should just be able to be the spares. Yeah, this is where I've been putting my spares. It's very interesting. M3 times 25 screw, and it shows it as a screw, not a set screw or a socket screw. And this one's showing it as a socket screw on this list with no other M3 times 25s. And there is no M3 times 25 on this list whatsoever. These are just those. Let me just double check this box real quick. Oh, you know what? Let me check the comments. The M3 times 25 bag has 5 screws in it, including a spare. One of these is threaded all the way. Use one of the 4, which is only threaded most of the way. So is that what it is? Did I just... Because we only need one. Where was the M3 times 25 that I had in here? There it is. So those are 2. And those are... There's no head on them whatsoever. They're set screws. Let me just pour this back out. Okay, so according to the comments, the M3 times 25 is in fasteners 2.2. It's not shown on the outer label for some reason. Same here. Also, the other screw label M3 is the same bag. That's confused me for way too long. So I'm not alone here. So M3, okay, so they're going to be longer screws. So M3 is 40, 3 times 30, power terminal screws, and 3 times 20 RT, and 3 times 25. There we go. All right. Finally. All right, so if I would have just looked more in this bag. I would have found it. And what was it saying? Closest spares here. One of this is start all the way. Use one of the 4 inches. It's only threaded most of the way. Okay. So let me see if I see what there's. Now see, all of mine are partial threaded. I do not have an all the way threaded M3 times 25. Just partially threaded. See, partial thread. The thread doesn't go all the way to the head. There we go. And all of mine are like that, from what I could tell. Anyway, not a big deal. Perfect. Thank you, comments. Assemble the X end motor part 1. Insert 4 M3 end nuts into the holes on the back side. So this side with the versioning number, which I'm on F2 or F1, that's E2 in the picture. Use the screw pulling technique. Yep, could definitely do that. So don't know what the screw pulling technique is. It is that we take one of the M3 times 16 in this case screws, and we put the nut in. We thread the screw in from the other side. If I can find it, there we go. And we hold that nut down just to make sure it doesn't push out. And once the screw is, come on, getting threaded through. Well, do you want to get threaded through? Yeah, we can do it the other way. There's 2 ways you can do this. You can do that, or you can just do this. Push it in this way. Just push it in. Then bring it in from the other side. That went in way further, see? And now I can get this screw in from the other side. You know what? So use this longer screw. I'm gonna use that 25 I couldn't find before. If the threaded part goes for long enough. Just keep tightening until that nut gets all the way down in there. Now let's try these 3 times 16, see if they get to the nut. Yep, they do. Let's make sure it's pulled all the way in. Yep, it feels like it. You know, with 3D printed parts, you don't want to over tighten and crack the part. It's good. Any plastic part, really, but especially 3D printed parts. All right, now we do that to 2 more holes down here. I'm just gonna put this on the end of here real quick. Slide that in there. And let's see if I can get these to tighten up anymore. No, that feels good. More. And we want to put one of these square nuts in this little slot right here. We'll push it down in there. And I believe that's the M3 times 25. Screw the M3 times screw into the plastic part. Do not tighten the screw completely. Keep the screw in line with the top surface of the part. Okay, yeah. So now we could slide this in through here. Go. And then it's saying just to get flush with right there. So you just want to flush with right there. That's good. That's what the picture shows right here. Yep. And then from the bottom side of the part, insert tighten the M316 screw. There's no thread. The plastic part, no nut. The screw cuts a thread in the plastic when tightened. So bottom of the part's this part. Base at this orientation. And what size am I? M3 times 16. Why do we have so many nuts? We're just not there yet, are we? Yeah, we're not there yet. M3 times 16. Oh, I still have the 3 times 16. That's what this is, right? M3 times 16. Yep. And this one goes, whoops, right here. And it's saying there's no threads, that it cuts its own thread. Do not tighten it all the way. Keep the screw head aligned with the top surface of the part. Make sure you're using the correct length, M3 times 16, not M3 times 18. Yeah, 16. It's saying and tighten it. So I guess it just goes all the way until, there we go. Just want to barely get it tight because it'll strip the threads in there that it's just made. Insert and tighten one M3 times 16 screw from the top side of the part. That's what I just did. Oh, bottom side here too. So there as well. I just skipped it over there. It's fine. One on either side. So one on this side right here, and then one on the other side, which I already did right there. So now we're working on this one. Is that for, is that just for rigidity? There are channels here that go in there and go right past those threads. Oh, they're the stops for the rails. I see that now. So instead of the rails just stopping on plastic, they stop on the screws there. All right, so that's that. Next step, assembling the X-end motor part 2. From the inside of the oval opening, insert the M3S nut into the X-end motor. So this part here, yep, there's a little slot right there. That's going to be fun to get into. Let's see. There it is. Needle nose pliers for the win. There we go. That looks pretty good. And then one from the outside as well, which is the next picture. Yep. I'm just gonna go straight to the needle nose pliers. Don't know if I need them or not, but probably didn't. All right, we got 1, 2 of those M3 NS nuts in there. And we need the idler part now. So this is the idler part. Put that up there and out of the way. Insert 2 MS nuts into the holes on the back side of the idler. So just like this, we got this little guide hole, I guess. Little nubby part here, part number. And we want to insert the remaining 2 M3 nuts. These holes. Get one of these screws out real quick. Make it a little easier to get it in there. See if I can get those pulled in anymore. Nope, that's not long enough. So let's choose the needle nose pliers. Yeah, that helped a little bit. As long as I get a couple threads in there. There we go. Let's pull it all the way in. All right. And that's what the little, just Prusa's little icon means. Use the screw pulling technique. And then we need to put on this end with this. We need to put 2 more square nuts in there. And those just slide in. Didn't need those pliers for these. I will use the Allen key here to get them seated in there better. There we go. Perfect. And then assemble the X idler part 2. Make sure you're using the correct length at M16, M3 times 16. Yep, sure am. And from the bottom, again, we're not going to have any threads here, no nuts to go into. It just makes its own threads as you screw it into the plastic. Just get it until it's snug on the part. Look at the high-res image there. See, mine's like sticking out of the part here. There we go. Just gotta push a little harder. Get it in there so it's flush. And then the next picture is going to show us on the other side, so the top side, same thing. We're going to get this down until the top of the head of the screw is flush with our printed part here. push a little harder. And there we go. You know what is that? The comments already. I'm not gonna add anything to comments. And then we need another of the square M3 screws to go in right here. Easy peasy. So we gotta make sure we don't push too hard because there's a very thin wall. I don't know if you can see, that's a very thin wall right there. And then also from inside of the oval opening. So this is the round opening. So this is the what they're calling an oval opening, even though it's not completely oval. But anyway, see if I can get this in there with the needle nose pliers. Ah, easy. Perfect. All right, mounting the bearings, parts preparation. So now we need this out of the way. This is our spare for that. Now we need two X-end clips, I believe is what they call them. Yep. No versioning number on this one for some reason. Anyway, we got two of them. Bag is out empty. Oh, getting tired already. We need the LM10LU bearings time due for pads 20 times 10 times 1 for to get screws out of the way. So M3 times 30 and M3 times 18. So M3 times 30, I think it's in the second bag. Yep. Times 30, we need 6 of them. It's 2 bags. This is the M3 times 30, 11. 6 of these out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sure these are the right ones. Yep, partially threaded. And 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we also need M3 times 18, 2. Is that this bag as well? No. It is in the other bag. M3 times 18. M3 times 18. 11 pieces. Oh, wait. Those are 8. M3. Wait, did I already got those out? Duh. I already got those out. M3 times 18 are right here. And I need 2 of those. 2 M3 times 18. And now I need the bearings and the rubber pads. So I believe that's in this box. One of these side boxes, if I'm not mistaken. That one. Let's get this one. No, not this one either. And in here, spare, LCD, Y carriage. These are the LM8s and these are the LM10s. Not in there. Z-axis. X-axis. There we go. Yep, I believe this is it. 2 times LM10 LUU, so that's those. I see them already. They still use the longer bearings instead of 2 shorter ones. As the notes say up there, they come pre-lubricated, so we don't need any lubrication for them. And then we also need rubber pads, 20 by 10 times 1. So those in here, yeah, there's 6 of them. 20 by 10 times 1, and we need 4 of those. So there's the pads. Yep, 20 by 10 times 1, 20 times 10 times 1. And we need 4. 1, 2, 3. One more, come on. 4. Oh, the extra one slipped its way out. All right, that can go back into its bag. I believe that is everything for this. Let's go ahead and cut this open. Make it easier. I'm gonna leave it in the bag, but cut it open real quick. And now take one of the exit clips. Notice there are 2 rectangle pockets. Yep, I see them. So change the camera real quick. Second camera only real quick. There we go. There you go. So you can see those pockets right there to there and there to there. So pretty easy. And these little rubber pads stick inside there. So not bad. Place the pad into both pockets, push your finger on there. So they sticky. These are not sticking. I am not finding sticking. So let's see, they should just fit in right there then. They do just kind of stick in there. Interesting. Ah, okay, I see. They're cut just the right length, perfect length, so that in the printed part, the overhang there holds it right into place, bent there. So fairly good design, fairly good cut of the rubber part too. And that should be nice and seated in there. Let's go ahead and do the other one as well, like it says. One more. Make sure that's clicked in there. Yep, this one's not right. There we go. So make sure when you push these in that the end of the pads are pressed up against where they're supposed to be seated. They like to stick where they're not supposed to be. Sure, that was right. That one's right. That was right. Perfect. All right. Step 9 is done in this chapter. Inserting the bearing clip. Carefully insert one of the LM10LU's bearings into the bushing. Push as far as possible to the rear edge of the bearing clip. Make sure the bearing pads are in place when inserting the bearing. Yep. Position the bearing like in the third picture. The ball rose must be oriented to X in the bearing clip. Repeat the same procedure for the second bearing clip. So, yep. Is there not really an orientation for the bearing clip? Doesn't look like there is. Doesn't look like there's a top nor a bottom. It looks pretty ambidextrous. If I'm not mistaken, the bearings are already pretty ambidextrous as well. But what it's trying to tell you is if you look down the barrel of the, I don't know if you can see it, the camera, yeah, you can, there it is. Look down the barrel, you can see the rows of bearings. They can't be in a cross like this. They should be in an X pattern like that when they're inserted into the clips. So I'll show you once I get them in here. I'm going to try to push them in that way. That way I don't have to try and rotate them. Now zoom into the picture. You can see there. They should be in an X pattern, not a plus pattern. Oh, there is a side. There's a lip on the top. Doesn't go all the way up. There's a lip there. So you wouldn't be able to insert it from this side. You'd only be able to insert it from this side. So there is a orientation. And getting that twisted so that the X is in there. That looks pretty good, I think. If I can get it good in the camera. There we go. Yeah, not bad. All right, let's do the other one. And that's the top. And get this in the X orientation. So once it's all the way in there, it's kind of hard to twist. All right, it's pushed all the way in and oriented in the X position. And now we want to insert the bearing clip assembly into the bearing guide channel in the X in motor. So we want this piece, this orientation according to the picture, and we want to take one of these with the non-stop end. So the end that's got the stop, there it is. So that's stopping the motor from going all the way through. That stop's going to go on the bottom here, and then the extra bearing sticking out is going to go up into this piece right here. So we slide that bearing assembly there. And the next picture is going to show us sliding it up, and then we do the cross pattern tightening on the back with M3 times 30 screws on the front. Sorry. Right, so that's slid all the way up. So we get the M3 times 30 in there. M3 times 30 in there. Go. And one more. So I get those down to pretty much finger tight, and then I'll use the Allen key to torque them down. Tighten the screws completely but diagonally. Again, you want to be careful. Don't over tighten screws for these plastic parts, 3D printed plastic parts, but you want to make sure they are tight. Yeah, that feels pretty good. Again, in our diagonal pattern we've been talking about this whole time. All right. So that's that one. Now step 12. Do the same thing on the idler side. So we're taking our bearing assembly and bearing guide, our grain clip, and putting it in a guide and sliding it up. And with this one, it's a little different because the two left side ones are the M3 times 30, and the two right side ones are the M3 times 18. So the M3 is the longer ones, the longer screws go on the left side. That's the M3 times 30s, and the M3 times 18s go on the right side. But we still want to tighten them diagonally. Just gonna get them torqued down a little bit better. Just right when it feels tight. You could still tighten it more, but just right there when it feels tight. All right, and there's our idler for the x-axis. Now assembling the x-axis parts preparation for the following step, please prepare. Notice you've received 3 different lengths of smooth rods. We recommend arranging them all side by side for easier comparison of their sides. Smooth rod 8 times 370 2 times, the longest couple. Wipe off the preservative oils from the smooth rods with a paper towel. Here's our smooth rods. Shake them around in this box. And they're all already in here side by side. So medium, small, longest. So the longest is what we want. So we want some paper towel, which I've got some paper towel right here. I'll wipe off the preservative from the cloth. Oh, from the rods. All right, so those are done there. Just some hand sanitizer for my hands. Get that preservative off my hands too. And we need the LM8UU times 3 bearings. So that was in this box again. And we need 3 of those. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And this is the LM8U. Right? Make sure what's the LM8UU. Yeah, LM8UU. Yep. We're gonna need a permanent marker. I'll just cut these bags open. Bearing okay, blah blah. Something the x-axis. Wipe grease from the outer surface of the bearing with paper towel. We need a paper towel back. Just do it over here. Uh, Position the bearing like you see. So you see two rows of balls like in the picture. Make a mark on with a permanent marker on the outer surface of the bearings in the middle to the top. Okay, I get what we're doing here. So we can make sure that they're in the right orientation when we install them. When we install the hot end carriage. Is that right? Yep, that's about right. That's kind of hard to do. Right about there. That's about right. One more bearing. Oh, there we go. Place that down right there, out of the way. Get this extra stuff off my hands real quick. Marker out of the way. On to the next step. Assembling the x-axis or swing smooth rods. Insert the smooth rods all the way to the X-end idler. Insert the rods very carefully. Do not tilt the rods too much. Through the inspection hole, check the smooth rods are in touch with the screws inside the part. Carefully and gently slide 3 bearings onto the smooth bearing. 1 bearing on the upper rod and 2 on the lower rod. See the picture. Orientation of the markings doesn't matter at this moment. In case you manage to push out balls from the bearings, please count them. 1 or 2 balls are okay. If there are more, please consider ordering new bearings. It's always fun. So yeah, we want to make sure that we get it all the way. So we need the idler side. We need to get the rod. And we need to this is a fun part. This is not easy. There we go. Once you get it, it goes. It's just getting it started. And there we go. You can see in the inspection hole there, you can see the shiny part of the smooth rod that's made its way through. There we go. That looks like it's all the way in there. And if we look at the third picture, go ahead and zoom in for high. Want to make sure that we have our idler end in the correct orientation. We want to take one of our bearings and very gently, so we don't knock out any of the bearings, slide it in. There we go. Very nice. And there's one on the top and two on the bottom. So very gently slide it on there. One more on the bottom. There we go. All right, and now we have, just like in the picture, one on top, two on the bottom. All right, and now we go to the next one. Similar to X-axis mounting, carefully slide the X motor fully, both rods through the inspection hole here to make sure. What's 2 comments? Yay, James' tip worked well. Couldn't do both rods simultaneously on simpler. Insert one rod into the holes, the other oriented so it didn't go into its hole. So the second rod was priming initial first. Okay, I gotcha. So it's saying to do one hole at a time. So let's get started and then pull it out and then do the second one. Got it started. Whoa, there goes the camera. Ha ha ha. Funny, funny. Now we should be able to get both in there simpler and easier. Still not easy. There we go. Yeah, but that was much easier. Now we just push the whole thing in together and then come to our side here and the inspection holes and make sure those smooth rods are all the way in to the screws. And I believe that is good. I can't give James a thumbs up. Be nice if I could. You know what? We'll get started on the next carriage assembly. I don't know if we'll get it done tonight. It'll only be online for another like 15, maybe 20 minutes. Sorry, I gotta get my nicotine. All right. You know what? I want a hard rail now. I want a gummy bear. 2 gummy bears. Nice. All right, so now parts preparation. So we need the X carriage, hex spacer. Let's get the hex carriage first. GXX extruder, vet, X-axis, and X carriage. believe this is it. Yep, this is it. Wow, that is a complex part there. Wow. And how is it printed? There it is. It's printed in this orientation. Interesting. Fun stuff. Oh, wait. There we go. Okay, just like in the picture. Yep, got it just like that. There's part. Just like in the picture. Now we need M3N nuts. Which are where? M3N. Yep, M3N nuts. M3N, we need 2 of these. M3NS nuts. There we go, M3NS nuts. We need 8. 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6, 8. Got those. M3 times 10 screws. Oh, spelling out here. Yep, these are. M3 type 10 screws. We need 3 of them. 1, 2, and 3. Let me pick up these extras that fell out of the bag already. Whole bunch fell out over here. My butt. Come on. Nope. And need a M3 times 10 hex spacer. So I don't remember seeing that so far, but we'll see. M3 times 10. Nope, not in that bag. This bag. M3 times 10 hex spacer. Nope, not in that bag. Maybe I missed it. The first bag. Go over there, go over there, and go over there. Yeah, no, I'm not seeing it. M3 times 10 hex spacer. 3. Black screw, 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 nut, nut, nut. Let's see if it's in here anyway. Nope. 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 And it's not in the bag with the printed parts, so I guess let me check bag 202. Nope. 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 And nope. Okay. So it's not in any of these bags. It means it must be in this box somewhere. Yep, there it is. Then the X-axis and X carriage. bag. I guess since it's not a fastener. Okay, it's in this bag. Yeah, they're in this bag with pulley, another spacer, or type of spacer, a round spacer. So one, and they're not listed on the bag, the little bag parts. These are like some random other parts, I guess. Two, and come on, you got me. Three. Let's make sure this goes back in here. Make sure that goes back in there. Make sure that's nice and smoothly on there. All right, so those two, those 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, yep. Those three and those three, perfect. So now we want to locate the protrusion on the x-axis carriage. There we go. So it's this right here. Get my finger out of the way. For the side with the belt inserts. And then we take one of the, oh, we got three M3 nuts, M3 and S nuts, the square nuts that go in here. It seems like the black printed parts have tighter tolerances, or yeah, tighter tolerances. Makes it a little bit harder to get these nuts in. If I remember correctly, that was true for the older kits as well. I'll push those in better later. And back. That was quick. Oh, now I don't know how long I was online. I think another 10 minutes. This one goes in back here. Vertical. Well, that one wasn't that hard. Because it's vertical, that's why. Because it's in the print orientation. This one's against the print's orientation. And this one's in the layer orientation. So it's tighter too, because it has overhangs. They all look like their holes are lined up. Yep, good to go. From the bottom, insert 5. So from the bottom, so the bottom for them is here. We insert 5. So we do 1, 2, 3. So we'll need the pliers. What are the those pliers? Yeah. And 2. And number 3. Oh, didn't get that one in. Oh, come on. Oh, come on, get in there. And those two are lined up with their holes. This one needs a little bit more finagling. Yeah, there we go. That one's lined up its hole. That one lined up its hole. And then the last picture is going to give us our last two, which are on the other side. So these two. One more. There we go. Let's get that pushed in there a little bit more. And you too. All right. Looks like step 18 is done. So step 19, attach the spacers. So the spacers go there and there. Insert two M3 nuts. The X carriage back. Oh, that's not spacers. That's M3 nuts. So M3 nuts go in right here. Make it a longer M3. Get one of these real quick. Use one of these M3 times 18s. And let's thread it in there. Tighten down and pulled into its home. There we go. If you don't do that, then it won't be in deep enough for it to thread the shorter one. That one goes there, and then second one goes right there. Since that's in kind of a awkward spot, I'm just gonna thread it onto the same M18 and 3 times 18. And use that to get it started in that hole. Yep. Unthread that. Thread it in from the other side. Yep. Just get that nut seated in its home. Unthread that. Just keep it out over there in case I need it for something else. Let's cut out from the opposite side. Insert the M3 times 10 screw into the X carriage. Okay. This side. So it's going to protrude from the other side. That it does. And you want to attach a hex spacer. Let's use this driver. Hold it. Oh, okay, I got it. Note the cutout, same shape as the spacer, must fit perfectly, not rotate. Okay. So I just want to get started on there and then kind of back it back out until it slides as that shape. You can kind of see it in this picture. This is the hex shape. So you gotta make sure it sits inside there whenever it goes in like that. And does it say anything about tightening it? Yeah, doesn't say anything about not tightening it. So assuming we're tightening it. All right. Securing the spacers. Push 2 M3 times 10 screws through the X carriage. So again, this is from this side, which I would consider to be the back side. So I'm going to push these through. On the front side of the X carriage, attached to X spacers protruding. And again, these have the cutouts. So I'm just going to hold that in there and then slide that down and tighten that up. Because the hex spacers do not have room to twist in these. And they shouldn't twist according to instructions. There we go. All right, let's make sure these are nice and tight. Yeah, that's good. Let's cut out the shape. Yep, okay, we've got that all done. Assembling the X-axis clip parts. You know what? This is a perfect place to stop, so I don't have any more parts that I need to pull out or anything like that. So didn't get as far as I quite wanted. I was hoping to get that X carriage all put together, but it is what it is. Get the frame up here. It is on the floor right next to me, so I don't want to sit on it or anything like that. So, all right. Well, I didn't have anybody joining me on the stream today, but that's all right. Just talking to myself, no problem. But in case you watch this in the future, thanks for watching. Hope this helped you out if you're thinking about building this 3D printer or anything along that lines. But anyways, gonna probably tomorrow is Saturday, so I may be able to get down here during the day to stream and this build a little bit, but I don't know. We'll see with the kids and the wifey around. Who knows if I get the time or not. But anyway, again, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining. If you like all this, go and give me a subscribe and a like, give me a thumbs up, and I will see you on the next stream. Thanks a lot. Have a wonderful night and be